Yeah, we're going to go to Assynt, or I guess to the Assynt Coigach kind of threshold.
There's a variety of mountains there that have potential for great photographs. I mean, assuming, of course, we get some light on it, and that's always the $1 million question. Hopefully, we'll get the opportunity to take advantage of that.
It'll be good fun.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it'll be great fun.
So I don't know whether you've been here before, but this is one of those places that whenever I come, I find it really inspiring. And the beeches are tall, the wonderful smooth trunks, the mosses here are so Scottish. It's that very damp, sheltered beauty. There's nowhere else quite like it.
Yeah, it's a lovely grove, isn't it?
It's amazing when you think some places in this part of the world, the trees never grow more than a couple of feet high, and yet here, where it's sheltered, amazing.
Yeah, and I think in the glen here, there's pretty decent soils.
There's even some light.
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed till last.
I don't know about you, but I'm thinking long lens here, because I'm seeing lots of pictures that are relationships of trees together, spaces between trees, a soft background, and these the 135 especially, it's a 1.8, and it's super wide open, so you can use it wide open, drop the focus, it can produce beautiful images. And there's one or two trees that really lend themselves to a full-on kind of portrait as well. So
yeah, there's some lovely shapes. Graphics are great. The colour over there in with the bracken, it's so orange.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, and the contrast with the greens is amazing, isn't it?
Hopefully I can do something over there. So I'm going to head over there just now. Best of luck.
Sounds good. All right, see you in a bit. Hey, how you doing?
Not badly. So, what's this? Is this an art picture?
Yeah, probably. So, and I've been having a bit of fun with all of these sort of drop focus compositions, a bit of into the light here, and then, that was, I think that's fabulous. I don't know if you've seen that, but there's these amazing lichens, and they do translate nicely. I actually ended up shooting that with the long lens, thinking originally it would be a wide angle, but
Yeah, get some lovely pictures. I like this. That's
thank you.
I don't like the way you've cut that tree down the middle. If you're going to paint that, you wouldn't paint half a tree, would you?
I would, yeah, I would. I would if I was painting, and I have done actually.
Well.
And then this is the last study here.
Yeah, I think I quite like it. It's quite graphic, that.
It's very chaotic, but it's got heaps of energy, and that's what I like about it. This is the last version here, where.
Well, you're obviously inspired by this location greatly. I've got some lovely images there.
Thank you. Yeah.
I've got.
What have you got?
Well, I've got one image which I'm not particularly inspired by, and you can see it's a beech tree with a little oak behind it. It's messy. The compositionally, I think, is a bit messy. The forest floor's a wee bit messy. I don't think I would ever use that picture. But
so let me tell you, that is a great composition. I don't know what is it. You've seen it, and I think that all of the elements are part of the translating of this type of woodland.
You're on tours. I'm coming, man.
All I'd say is, if I'd shot that picture, I'd be keeping it. I think that's stunning.
Before I shot this, there was some direct sunlight that was getting into the back of the scene, and it kind of created a little bit of extra, but by the time I got the camera on the tripod, it was gone.
But you see, I'm seeing this dark zone here and the light on this side, and the way that the branches had this sort of like a slightly yin-yang, negative, positive. difference. I find that really great. I think it's got a depth to it, and it surprises me when I looked at it, and that's why I love it. I think the fact that it's kind of quote unquote messy, to me that's not problematic. That's the nature of woodland, and I think it has a depth. It's just beautifully seen. So please don't throw it away.
Well, you've made my morning, Joe. I'll just keep that now that I know it's yin and yang. I'm going to take you this afternoon to a location which I know you're going to salivate at. so long as this snow doesn't thwart our efforts.
We might get some light.
Well, it's beginning to look a bit more optimistic than it did from the car park.
I have to say, this is the first time I've been here. Would you believe it?
I think you'll find that you'll be back.
Oh no, really?
Oh yes.
Unbelievable panorama.
It's a remarkable vista. And you've got all the mountains of Assynt and Coigach laid out in a linear fashion where you won't find anywhere else. Quite remarkable. I mean, have a look at that. What do you think?
Oh, right around to the sea as well. I mean, isn't that something else?
I mean, you got Glencanisp, Sgùrr, Coolmore, Coolbeg, Stac, Pollaidh. You can even see Sgùrr and Fhidhleir and Benmore Coigach.
And the sea. And you know what? We need to crack on. It's looking good.
We certainly do.
Look at this sky here, Colin. Look at that. I mean, that's a picture too, isn't it?
Maybe Joe, I wouldn't bring you anywhere bad.
There's nowhere bad in northern Scotland. It's all good. It's all good.
Joe, you'll probably know all of these mountains. We've got Cognac over here.
Yep.
And then we can't see it very clearly at the moment, but we've got Conneval, which and Benmore Assynt behind, which we can't see, which are the only two Munros in the Assynt area. And then we've got Glencanisp, Sgùrr, Coolmore, Coolbeg, Stac, Pollaidh, and then of course we cross on. You can see the distinctive prow there of the Fhidhleir and Benmore Coigach behind. So you've got that whole linear stretch of the Assynt and Coigach mountains. Fantastic. And of course, it's not just one fantastic panorama. There's all these opportunities depending on the time of year and the lighting conditions that you get to take advantage of much smaller, more detailed pictures that might feature one or two or three of the mountains.
Yeah, and not only that, but the landscape around us with these glaciated knolls, lovely curved shapes. I don't know. To me, that just gives a rhythm to the whole place that is echoed in the distance in the lower hills. So yeah, it's as good as it gets. It really is.
But when you look out into Glencanisp here, I mean, there's one or two, homes down there. But I mean, there's this vast sea of moorland where there's no sign really of habitation at all. We just need to orchestrate some weather up there.
So I've seen a couple of opportunities with 135mm and maybe something a little bit shorter, but I've also got the zoom ready to go here because there's so many intermediate shaped pictures that can be done if the light does come good. So yeah, fairly optimistic, I must say.
I see you've got a 2470 on there. You're shooting telephoto. Joe Cornish, a telephoto shot.
Well, I don't know that 70 is really telephoto, is it?
Well, I've got the 100-400 on here, and that gives you that fantastic compression, which I was using to get these ridges that were illuminated earlier.
Oh, it looks fantastic, doesn't it? Yeah, stunning. You can just see Stac Pollaidh so clearly.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It's a great thing. I love telephotos for landscape photography.
Well, you may be surprised to know that I do too. So it just depends on where you are and what's happening, doesn't it?
It does, but I think it opens up a huge number of opportunities with telephotos, and you've got this democracy of focus with a telephoto landscape because everything's at infinity. But you know, one of the things I come across quite regularly on my tours is that, you know, people tend to use telephoto lenses in the same way as they use wide angles, which is there's a tendency to stop down to f11 and sometimes beyond. But with a telephoto lenses, you know, they're designed to perform with the apertures relatively wide, and you're getting less performance from the lens when you stop it down to f11 or f12 than you are if you're going to shoot at f8 or f9. And I mean, I've just shot this image at f8, which will be an optimum aperture for this lens, because everything's at infinity. I mean, that extra depth of field is not required.
Well, the nearest thing to us is at least 3 miles away.
Indeed,
So,
indeed.
yeah.
So it's something I always try to stress on the tours. That,
Same here. Yeah, to emphasise.
you know, that there's a different approach, as you well know, with tellies than there is with wide angles to get the best performance from them.
Yeah, and they focus better when they're wider as well, because there's more light coming in, and the sensor can read that much more easily.
Yeah, very much.
There's another big snow shower coming through.
Yeah, I see that. We're going to find ourselves in it as well.
Yeah, we will. Yeah. That's no reason not to have a go. So I'm looking at actually a standard lens here, 50 millimeters. So it's very much the way that the landscape unfolds here. It forms these sort of zigzag intersecting lines, and then in the distance, Sgùrr, the pillar. I mean, what a mountain! What
Indeed.
A name. It just has cloud wreathed around the top of it. There's a snow shower starting to come through. Actually, seeing the snow falling from the cloud on the left-hand side of the composition. I'm going to find a brolly, I think. Wow. So dramatic. What focal length are you on?
I can't quite see, but it looks like about 180, I think, thereabouts.
Right. But all the years I've been coming to Scotland, and find that so often it's when the weather's at its kind of worst or most moody that you get the most dramatic pictures.
Indeed. You just do it a wee bit light though.
You're never happy.
Well, it's not much to ask for. Let's have a look at this masterpiece.
Well, standard lens.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, I like your zigzag.
It's quite fun.
Yeah, it's good.
We're just picking up. Is that Coolmore?
It's Coolmore.
Oh, it's lovely. It's just starting to disappear into the snow now.
But it's that dome of Sgùrr, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so distinctive.
Well, I think we'll give it another 5 minutes, 10 minutes, see if anything comes of this. But there's quite a lot of cloud coming in behind us, and the sun's pretty much obscured. So I think we'll give it 5, and then we'll wrap it up and head home for tea and medals.
You're going to have to drag me off the hill, kicking and screaming. I'm loving it. I love this weather. But yeah, well, I suppose we have to be sensible. But you know what, Colin? I'm picking up on all your tips. I'm now composing with a big sky and emphasising that.
Well, that's the benefit of coming out with me. You know, there's. Well, I can see leaps and bounds, Joe. You've come forward leaps and bounds. You're giving it a bit of air around these mountains now.
I have.
Yeah.
And isn't that stunning too? Just seeing the nose of Stac Pollaidh. But I do think that more snow is going to be coming through soon, and my hands are starting to freeze up. Yeah. So yeah, it's probably a good moment to finish. Yeah. But like I say, you're going to have to drag me out of here.
Well, it's not been a bad place to finish, Joe. And you know what they say? What we call the beginning is often the end, and to make an end is to make a beginning. The end is where we start from.
That's very cultured.
Well,
very
there you go.
One more. Done.
Well, that's all from Colin and Joe in the first series of Behind the Lens. To help support us in producing this content and to keep up with our latest videos, please subscribe to our channel.